Hi, guys.
Hey guys,
Welcome back to the Girly Hour.
where we solve the world's problems from our couch.
I'm Emma,
And I'm Shannon.
and today we're going to be solving dating apps.
Oh my god. Will we actually solve dating apps? I guess you'll have to listen to the end to find out.
We will see.
First of all though, how's your week? Tell me about it.
My week is good. I just got back from getting my nails done, getting my eyebrows done.
And they're blur.
They're blur, 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 blur. No, they're actually so I just had red on for Christmas before. And now I had this beautiful, you know what? The girlies are going to hate me for not getting the name of this polish, but it's this really beautiful neutral that it's kind of sheer. And I'm obsessed. I feel like I have a hand that belongs in movies.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was like your favorite compliment.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
love that. Movie hands.
Yeah, and the eyebrows are good now.
Yeah.
You probably don't notice the difference, but there's a lot of white hairs that just glisten in the light.
No, I don't notice that.
No, but
I can't say I stare at your eyebrows too much either though. So
no.
But you were wearing shellac. And when you came back and showed me your nails, I knew they were gel.
And I was so proud. I was like, how do you know that?
I was like, those are gel, Emma. I thought we were taking a break. And you were like,
we did take a break for 1 month.
Good enough.
Back on my shit.
New year, new me.
Exactly.
No, sorry. New year, old me.
Exactly. New Year's resolutions, who?
We don't need them.
Speaking of which, did you do any goal setting since last week?
So I did.
Okay, tell
sort
me about
of.
it.
That's a lie. I didn't really goal set. I did a vision board.
Okay.
And I figured out my word of the year.
I love that. What is it?
Okay, well, I'll tell you after I explain my vision board in great detail, because you know me. I didn't figure it out till after I did the vision board. So I was just on Pinterest, like looking up things that were kind of what I was like wanting to do this year. I re-listened to my astrology reading about my upcoming year. So I recently went and got that done. So it was like my 2025 year. So she told me a lot of things that were going to be happening for me. So anyways, I tried to incorporate that into my vision board. And then when I look back at it, it just kind of like was like this cozy like vibe. And the word restore came to me. And I know last year my word was heal.
Yeah. Which you did.
I did. And like some may say restore is like very much the same, but it's not. I think it's more like kind of like when you like start up like a computer after a while, you know, and like you're just kind of like after like a reset, you're like restoring, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna like take it easy, especially January, February. I'm going back to work, and I am, you know, getting back to like things that I used to do prior to the surgery.
Yeah.
So I've got like spin class and Pilates.
I love spinning.
I know you do.
I love it.
Okay, so I have like a spin class picture and I have a Pilates class. I really want to try the new spin class here, but I'm worried it's like going to be like those dance spin classes and like so you're going to have to come with me
on the TikTok, the ones that
where
you
have like all these like weird dance moves.
Yeah,
that'll be a lot. So
I'll go with you.
I need you to come with me because I don't like trying things for the first time by myself. I'll do it, but it's always better with a friend.
Shannon literally just signed up for a baseball team last year by herself and went and had fun.
Yeah, but then the day of, I was like, no, I can do this. And I was like, do you want to come with me? But like, you couldn't come with me.
Yeah.
So I had to go.
And then you braved it.
I did.
You're such a big girl.
Yeah, big girl.
I'm so proud of you. But I will go to spin with you because I absolutely love spin.
Okay, perfect.
And I love this restore.
Yeah.
It's like you've already planted the seeds.
Yes.
And now you're watering.
I'm watering them.
You're watering.
Yes. So I think that's a good word for me. I love that.
Yeah, I love that too. I love that you did a board. You're so creative again.
I just did it on Canva. You know me. I love Canva.
I know.
Yeah. And another thing that I did yesterday, and I don't know if you saw it, but I posted on TikTok, I'm starting Project Pan for 2025.
Project Pan.
Yes. It's like the TikTok girlies are doing it, and it's where we take a picture of all the things that we have, like makeup, like skincare products, hair products, and we kind of say we're not going to buy new items until we actually use up all of these other items. Because you kind of, we're like hoarders when it comes to that.
I need to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. So I started it. So then you can also do it.
I love that. I'm going to do it with you.
Okay. And you should go look at my TikTok because there's a lot of, hair products was a huge thing.
Yeah.
I have so
many.
You
have curly hair. You need some products.
Yeah. And I'm a sucker when I see someone on TikTok being like, this worked perfectly for my hair. And then I'm like, this is the magic serum I've been looking for. And then it's not. So yeah, I think it'll like help me with purchasing finances because we're financial girlies now.
Financial girlies.
Yeah. So yeah.
Okay.
That was my day yesterday.
I'm gonna join you in that. And how many times do we like buy something new where we still have a little bit left?
Yes.
And then we just actually go to the new one because we're like, oh, maybe if I bring it out today, I might run out and then I'll need the new one. Yes. Just finish the first one.
Finish it. We do that with face wash in the shower all the time.
All the time.
And then we just have that one floating around. Like
exactly.
Just finish it. It falls over because it's so empty. Anyways.
I love this. That's a more like mindful approach. And that's like buying things that matter.
Yeah.
Right? That are important to you. And yeah.
Yeah. Cool. I think so. More mindful purchasing because that was also kind of a goal I wanted to do this year. Right? So yeah. Have you done any goal setting?
Oh, I have not yet.
Okay, that's fine.
I have not
You're
yet.
wintering. You're wintering with me.
I'm wintering for the goal setting. You know that health and fitness is always really important to me.
Yes, and I do want to mention my girlfriend Kelsey texted me after our first episode and she was like, health and fitness is a hobby.
Oh, that's so sweet.
So shout out Kelsey.
Thank you, Kelsey. Love you.
And I just want to reiterate, we know Emma has hobbies. She just like every time she sees me tinkering with things, she's always like, oh, I wish I had a hobby. And I'm like, you don't have any. And it's just like a joke that we But yes, health and fitness.
Yeah.
Goals. Yeah.
Yeah. That's always a priority for me. I would say obviously like finances, like I haven't sat down and done like specific goals yet, but I do want to try to every single year put more down on my mortgage.
Yeah.
Because the banks are committing highway robbery against us on the daily.
Yeah. And you brought this up like recently to me about how if you just pay an extra mortgage payment, it cuts like a crap ton of interest.
Yes. Listeners, listen.
More.
So
please get financial advice from people who
for professionals.
But also listen up.
Okay, so this year, as in 2024, I had put a lump sum down on my mortgage. And girls, when I'm talking lump sum, I mean, I called and asked. I asked for what was the amount that I can put down for without penalty. And they said, oh, the max is 15% of your original, which is thousands and thousands and thousands. And I'm like, ma'am, what's the minimum? Because we are not out here having, if I had 15% of the whole mortgage, I'd be in a different situation.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I did put a small sum against my mortgage and it saved me 22 weeks of payments.
That's crazy.
And $10,000, over $10,000 in interest.
That's amazing.
So it goes straight to the principal.
So 22 weeks. What is it? 52 weeks in a year?
Yeah.
Holy.
Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing.
It's like 6 months.
And like no one tells you that.
Nobody tells you that.
We didn't learn that in school.
And what's actually cool, so I bank with TD and on their online banking, when I put in the number of how much I want to put in, like how much I want to pay down, it actually shows you what you'll be saving interest-wise in this term and the full amortization period.
That's so great.
Which is really cool because, again, they are robbing you, but they're trying to also help you be more aware. Right?
Yeah.
Financial literacy from the bank.
Yeah.
So anyway, if you can put anything down extra on your mortgage, I highly recommend. It is, I don't know, it's just kind of freeing seeing that because thinking about a 30-year mortgage, it's like, I'm going to be in debt forever. Yeah. And this is kind of saving some time, saving some money, and it feels good.
Yeah. I love that for you.
So that is thank you. That is a goal of mine for this year as well.
Financial literacy tip from Emma.
Yeah. Follow us for more.
But also confirm.
But also speak to the professionals.
Yeah.
And we are not professionals and
in any sort of sense.
Yeah. And we are not responsible for your mistakes.
Yeah.
Because we make our own.
Yeah.
Enough of them.
Yeah. What are you watching recently?
I think I started watching something that you told me about.
Yes.
It's called,
what's it called?
It's called Girls, something about girls, bad sisters.
It's Bad Sisters.
Bad Sisters.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it is freaking phenomenal. It is so exciting and it just keeps you engaged the whole time. And I just want to do nothing but watch it. Yeah. So for our listeners, without giving anything away, there's these 5 sisters. One of the sisters has a horrible husband.
Yeah.
And you find out right away. So he dies somehow. But it feels kind of like mystery, but also, you know, excitement. And yeah, it's so fun.
And like feel good a little bit.
And feel good too.
Even though it's like such like dark topic. But yeah. No, it's a good show. It's on Apple, I believe.
Apple TV. So I got the free first month.
Nice.
We'll see. I mean, I'll definitely crush it in that amount of time and then maybe cancel.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
We could rewatch Ted Lasso.
Oh, so good.
That's like one of my all-time favorite shows.
That is such a good show.
Recently, I've been rewatching Superstore.
I love that.
It's such a good show.
I love it so
so fun
much.
to rewatch it. But I did start Geek Girl on Netflix as well.
Oh, what's this? I haven't heard of it.
I think you would like that for the treadmill. It's like a girl. She has like, it doesn't like outwardly say it, but she's obviously on the spectrum a little bit. Like she's got autism and she kind of has like a bit of reactions to like social overwhelm and stuff. But it's basically like she's a bit of a geekier girl and then she gets picked up for modeling. And it's just like her
cool.
kind of navigating that world, which is really cool from like sort of like a perspective of someone that's like on the spectrum. And like, quote me if I'm wrong, but like that's the vibe I was getting. And I think the author said that she's now like been diagnosed with autism. So yeah, so it's really cool.
I love that. That sounds perfect for the treadmill.
Yeah, you'd love it for the treadmill. But
I like it.
Yeah,
very cool.
I do have news for you.
Okay. Personal news, world news.
Just world news?
World news. Yeah. Excellent. I need my daily dose.
So Emma and I watch a lot of news. I'm an anxious girly, so I'm always tracking what's going on. And Emma's a bit more like detached.
I prefer to live in the clouds because it's happier there.
Yes. She's got that Pisces energy. She is Pisces.
I am a Pisces. Oh,
yeah.
Am I ever a Pisces? You want me to cry? I'll do it right now.
Yeah. So she gets her news from me.
And why would I need to watch the news if I get it from you anyway?
Okay. So
what's the news?
Are you aware of what's going on with our prime minister?
No. He's getting a divorce.
Oh my God, Emma, that was so long ago.
Oh, okay. Okay. I take it back.
Well, he sort of actually, that's funny. He sort of is. He's divorcing from us.
Oh.
Yeah. So yesterday I had my first day at work.
Yeah.
So that was fun. And then at work, I see that he's resigning as Liberal Party leader. And so now government's going to be stalled until March, and they're going to try and find a new leader for the Liberal Party. And then he'll then step down as prime minister once that's figured out. And then we will be probably going into an election.
Interesting.
I think the election was supposed to happen in this October anyways. Okay. So I don't really know how that works. If that whoever becomes the new Liberal leader just automatically is our new prime minister for a bit in the interim. I'm not sure. But he basically said he wants to try and bridge the gap of like Trump coming into power in the States and like, you know, not having like a new person jump into that just yet. But yeah, so yeah.
Cool.
If you wanted to say, yeah, he's getting a divorce from us.
Okay. Okay. Well, thank you for my weekly, daily news update. I need them.
No
Keep
problem.
Them coming. Listeners, if you'd like to write in with some news from wherever you're at, we have a listener in Germany.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I was looking at our stats and we have a listener in Germany. Thank you.
So if you'd like to write in your news as well, we'd love it.
Yes.
So let's get into our topic of the day. The topic du jour. Du jour. En français.
And now this is where we switch to French only.
Yes, exactly.
Just kidding.
Dating apps.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure everybody has been on one at some point, and if it's not your own, you've swiped on a friend's.
Oh, totally.
For sure.
All of our like married friends have been swiping on our profiles at some point. Yeah.
Exactly. So let's get into it. Let's talk about them. What's your favorite? Or least favorite? What apps do you use? What apps do you not?
Okay. Well, obviously right now I'm not on the apps. I couldn't tell you if I had a favorite. I kind of would go, okay, I do know what one I don't like. I don't like Bumble.
Okay.
For the reason that you, like, as a woman, I have to message first. So it's already like putting me in that masculine energy.
Right.
And I'm not about that. And then also the time limits. That spikes my anxiety.
What's the time limit?
So I can't remember because I haven't been on it in years. But basically, once you match, a clock starts. And I think you have like 24 hours to message them. I know.
What if I don't look at my message?
I know. So
or my thing.
But that's the whole point. It keeps you on the app. So
smart.
But wait. So then I message him and then another clock starts and he has 24 hours to respond.
What is with this time frame?
I know. And they were like, this is to empower the women. And I'm like, this is stressing me out.
That sounds stressful even for me.
Spiking my cortisol, which is aging me and making me look haggard. So no, I will not use this app. So I haven't used it in a long time.
Yeah.
Most recently I used Hinge and like tried Tinder because like the girlies on TikTok were saying that Tinder got better and it wasn't as like gross.
Yeah, I've heard that there's been a switch because Tinder was like the hookup one and then Hinge was like the relationship one. And I think honestly you could just meet anyone anywhere and you never know. People are trash, people are great.
Yeah, exactly.
You'll meet someone anywhere.
There's scammers on any single one. So those are the ones that I mostly were on. I then tried like Field last year or the year before.
I've never heard of this.
It's like a more open dating app. It's more clear on like if you're wanting just hookups or if you're wanting like other things outside of just a monogamous relationship.
Okay, cool.
I just went on it because I was curious.
Yeah.
You know me.
And
I like
how
to just see what's out there. It was just like any other dating app. It was still weird. Like I just, and you're just matching with like, I think at that point I was kind of burnt out from dating apps. Yeah. So I just was done with it. So yeah. And then what have you used?
Yeah. So I haven't been on them in a very long time.
Yeah. Lucky.
But I did use Tinder before.
Yes.
And I was it was a lot of fun, I think.
Yeah.
I was the queen of
I know what you're gonna say.
I was the queen of chit-chatting and then booking a date.
Yeah.
And then canceling.
Like
the day before or day of. Yes. I can't really put a number on it, but gosh, it's a lot. It's a lot. I probably only met up with maybe 4 people from it.
I think so.
And then I ended up dating one of them for 4 years.
Right. So that was like a success story.
Yeah, success story.
Yeah, a Tinder success.
I don't know why we can't have successes from them. I think you just have to be looking for the right thing.
Totally.
So yeah, so that's my experience with that. And I would never do the doom swipe. Or is it doom swipe? I don't know. When you just go in, I've seen it on TikTok where guys just go in
swipe on everyone.
And swipe on everyone. I think that's so rude. Like we need to be giving people, like don't be swiping on people for no reason.
Yeah. Well, and that's the difference with Hinge is I think you can only do like 10 a day.
Oh, so
it's more mindful.
I think mindful is this year's word.
So mindful. So demure.
Demure. Sorry, that's out. Gen Z.
Yeah, I think you had success on there. It was funny coming home and being like, hey, you have a date tonight. And you're like, no, I canceled it.
Yeah. Okay, but if you know, you know. And if you know it's a no, then it's a no.
Yeah, I think you were good at listening to your gut. Like if you just weren't feeling it, you just canceled it. You weren't like I'm a people pleaser.
Yeah.
So even if I wasn't feeling it, I'd be like, I'm still going to go. And I'd drag myself there and I'd have a terrible time. Yeah. And like waste money. And
could not be me.
Yeah. So you're good with that.
But I think I just mentally, I'm like, I don't want to put any energy into this. And I feel like that's a bad sign, right? Mm-hmm. Why would, you're that person excited. Shouldn't go on a date with somebody like that either, right? They don't deserve that.
Yeah.
They should definitely go on a date with somebody who wants to be there.
Yeah, exactly. So Yeah. So our experiences with dating apps are kind of just like those main ones, like Hinge, Tinder for you with the success with Tinder. Can we talk a little bit about making a profile and like kind of how cringe that is? And
it's so cringe. It's so hard.
It is hard.
And did you know there's people on TikTok? We talk about TikTok so much. Can you please sponsor us? We'll plug you every episode. But there's people on TikTok who actually they go through people's profiles. Mm-hmm. You can pay them to make your profile more appealing to whatever gender you're going for.
Yeah, the demographic that Yeah. I remember watching, like when I was like big on the apps, I was watching those TikToks and being like, what can I fix about my profile? I always find it, because I would also like rage quit. I'd download Hinge. I'd go through the process of making a profile, and then I would be on there a week, and then I'd just rage quit. And like I'd delete everything. So then when I would then do it again next month, I had to remake the profile.
Yeah.
It's literally like on Sims where you like spend all the time building the house, and then you get to play the characters and you're like, I'm bored, I don't want to do this.
Sure.
Yeah, you're not a Sims girly. And then you just go on and build another house, and it's like, okay. So that you don't get that because it's
no, but I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
So
and I would do that too, because I would go on the apps and I'd be so annoyed and frustrated, and then I'd be like, screw this, and I'd delete it completely, and then I'd like miss the attention of having someone be like, you're hot. You know what I mean? And then you go back on it, and then it's a bad cycle.
It is. Yeah. It's just basically people seeking validation for the most part, mixed in with people who are like actually looking for
but I think
there
are so many people looking for a connection. My cousin got married off of Tinder. Like I know so many people that are married or have had long, again, I had a 4-year successful relationship from that. So I think there's hope.
Yeah, and I like to go into that later, because the people that we do know that are married now from dating apps, they matched on dating apps ages ago, but now like with the algorithms changing and the profit that these apps are making, I think dating apps have changed a lot. The interface looks the same, but the stuff in the background is very much different.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I was experimenting a bit with mine, because you always want to like put your best photos on there, right?
Yeah.
And so I had put all my best photos, but a lot of my photos, I realized later, is like when I travel, because I don't really take pictures otherwise.
Yeah.
So it's always me traveling. And so one day I was like, you know what? I'm just going to put up like ridiculous photos of myself. Like
I remember this so clearly. Your photos were great.
Yeah, but they were just like regular photos.
Yeah, they weren't like the I'm posed, the lighting is right.
Right.
You know, I have my most expensive handbag in my hand, you know.
Right. Well, I don't have expensive
or whatever,
handbags,
like,
but yeah.
A photographer took it.
Right. Like it was, and I'm not trying to paint it, like I don't have like great travel photos, but you know what I mean? They were just like more casual photos of me, and I got way more likes and engagement from that. I think it was just like probably less intimidating. And also some other guy was telling me, he's like, when I look at a girl's like Instagram or her profile, if she's like got all these travel pics, it just makes me think that she's like high maintenance. And I was like, well, that's kind of weird.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting connection.
And then I kind of panicked, because I was like, my Instagram is just travel pics, because why else would I post anything? Like I'm not posting sup, like I'm
sitting on the couch.
Yeah. Like
solving the world's problems. We are going to post photos of that.
Yeah, we will. But you know what I mean? So anyways, I thought that was interesting. So maybe if you're doing dating apps, don't go for like, you know, the really great photos of yourself that you like, you know, took a lot of care at taking, and just do some more casual, comfortable ones. Like do a mix maybe.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, it just seemed to appeal to the demographic that I was trying to attract, I guess.
Yeah, because I think if it looks too curated, it's like, A, are you fake? Right?
I never thought of that too, yeah.
B, do you have a personality?
Yes.
Or like, you know how like the typical girl profile looks, you know, a woman's profile, maybe with like all these like beautiful model photos, which are gorgeous.
Right.
But it's all kind of, there's no variety.
Yeah.
You know, it's all kind of the same.
Yeah. And if you looked at my profile, it probably was just like Shannon in front of a mountain, Shannon in front of a beach. And it's probably me in the same pose. Just So, maybe I looked like a fake. I'm not sure. But anyways, yeah. So that was my experience with creating profiles since I've been doing that.
And there's actual science
for
to it.
many
Again,
years.
these TikTok people, they know what they're doing.
Yes.
So you can go on, and again, depending on your means, you can go pay for somebody to do it for you. There's tons of options for that.
Yeah.
Or you can go on TikTok like I do and just learn.
I was like almost gonna get a girl to do mine, and then I was just like, I'm just gonna rage delete it later. So why would I pay for that?
Yeah, exactly.
And then forget everything she did. So, but yeah, speaking of algorithms and paywalls, do you know that there's like kind of like paywalls with them now?
I don't know what a paywall is.
Like a paywall is like you can't like, okay, like say like a game app on your phone.
Yeah.
But you can't get to the next step unless you like pay.
Unless you like beat Bowser. You talk about Sims,
Sure.
I talk about Nintendo. Which you love anyway.
Yeah. But yeah, you know what I mean? Like it's like to get more coins, you have to put real money into it. So
to get more match or like more options.
Yes.
To bump your name higher in the list.
Yes. Like you've seen like paid versions of like Hinge. I think Tinder has it too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they incorporate that obviously to make money, but also
my ex had paid for Tinder so she could see that I had swiped on her first so that she could swipe on me back.
Right. So that helped you guys connect, I guess. I mean, she would have swiped on you anyways, but yeah. But yeah, so the interesting thing about that is that I don't know if you've noticed, because you obviously haven't been on them as much as me, unfortunately. For me, not you. Like, I think on Hinge, there'll be like matches of the day or something. I don't know what it's called. But then you'll click on it and then it'll show you like 6 profiles. And then usually it's like really hot dudes.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, I like him. And then you have to like use a rose to like him, which also is like cringe. Like, I'm not going to like be that desperate. Also, you have to pay for them, I think.
Oh, okay.
So it's just like putting people behind this thing to make you pay money to the company in order to get there.
That's so annoying. Yeah, things have definitely changed since I've used them.
Yes. So they kind of use this like scarcity mindset to make you think that there's not that many people and that you need to buy these upgrades, pay for premium in order to get past that paywall and match with these people. But I will tell you, I think I had like a couple of free ones. So I did swipe on these like hot profiles and I never got anything back. And then that goes into, you know, if there's fake profiles.
Right. I was just thinking that.
If the app builds these profiles of these people just to
make you think you're
in front of
getting your money's worth.
Yes. Because a lot of these profiles, like looking at the photos, I'm like, they don't look like they're from here.
Right. And you love to Google reverse image search.
Yes, I do. I do love that. That is like something that I started to have to do because of liars on the internet.
Yeah.
And catfishes.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Let's do it.
I think that that's a good thing to do, especially when if you're matching with men. But it's just because, like, you know, men
kill women a lot.
Yeah.
So.
If you listen to true crime like we do.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I would, once I matched with someone, if I noticed that maybe their profile was like a little too good to be true, I would screenshot some of their photos and then I would reverse Google image them and see what came up.
Yeah.
There was one that I can think of like more recently. He had like 5 or 6 photos, and it was kind of the same body type of this guy, but I was like, he kind of looks different in one of these photos. So I screenshotted them all, searched them. They were like 3 different dudes.
That is wild.
Yeah, there was like a cryptocurrency like dude. These guys were all married, by the way. Like, this is not the guy that I was matching with. But then it was
like they were stealing the photo from someone else.
And it was crazy that he was using, like, he could have used this cryptocurrency guy. His Instagram was open. He could have used 6 photos from him, but he used like different dudes, which I thought was weird.
So weird.
Yeah. Yeah. And then this other one, we matched. And then I think I gave him my number, which another thing I would suggest is doing like those like web numbers first, where it's not your real number and it's just like a Google number, and talk to them on that first. Yeah. Because like we don't want to give our phone numbers out to like random people on the internet. dating safety 101. But anyways, so we matched. I gave him my number because I also like to look them up on WhatsApp, because usually people have a profile picture.
Yeah.
So I would get their number and then I would immediately go to WhatsApp, and this guy had a profile picture and I was like, oh, it looks like a LinkedIn photo. So I screenshotted it, reverse Google image. Yes, it was his LinkedIn profile, but he also used it as his picture to do a review on this like dating guys site, which is like one of those like dirty dating guys who like teaches men to like kind of like talk down to women and make them feel shitty so that
Ew.
they like, yes.
Ew.
And he like, and even his review was like totally ick. Like it was like, I get like high quality women.
Oh my God. A high quality man
yes.
wants a high quality woman.
Oh my God.
Shut your pie hole.
Yeah. So I think he had like texted, hey, it's me. And then I just blocked and deleted him because I was like, ew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you found that.
It saved me.
Yeah.
Like imagine I went on a date with him and then he put me in a review. Like, ew.
And then he asked to split the bill.
Right. Or
kidding. That's not the end of the world, ladies. but
still.
Come on.
Ew. And then the guy that I most recently have been seeing, I don't know. You would think that I was maybe like crazy, but I looked at his profile. I had his first name, obviously.
Yeah.
But he also had like way too much in his profile. Like he had his hometown. Like who puts that? Who puts that in their profile? It's there. It asks you to fill it in, but like you don't do that. Anyways, he had his hometown. He had his current town, which was mine. He also had like a university sports team pick.
Yeah.
So I knew what university he went to. I think he also listed his university. Like, okay, make it easier for me.
He's like, well, I got to fill out all the boxes.
So I'm like, all right, already I can see the roster of the team at this school and then get his last name.
Good for fact checking, though. Good for fact checking.
Yeah. So I was able to do that. Then I didn't get his last name that way because I was like, that's, first name's pretty like normal. That would be really hard to do. But I saw in one photo, he was obviously like at a training camp, but it had like this like logo on it of like this animal. And then the person that he was training also had it. So I was like, okay, this must be like who he worked for. So I searched that, found out what the company was, then searched the company with his first name. Boom, got his last name.
You're not crazy.
So then I was able to search him, and then his Instagram came up, which he had open. Crazy.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
That's the crazy part.
I know. But I think the crazy part is that I saw on his Instagram that one of his photos that was in his profile was from 2017. So I called him out on it. I was like, one of your profile photos is from 2017. It's 2024, sir.
Yeah. You probably look a little different.
And then that's when I kind of had to explain how I found him. I mean,
and that's how she outed herself.
It's a scary world out there, okay? We got to do our fact checking.
I agree, though. I mean, you can go as hard as you want on the fact checking.
Right.
If these people are willing to put their stuff online.
Exactly. He like handed it over to me.
Exactly.
It was like right there. Like, how could I not?
I feel like looking at a profile like that, I'd think to myself, either this is fake because there's so much information,
right,
or I'm like, gold mine.
Yeah.
Who are you?
Yeah.
Who was your first grade teacher?
Yes.
I'm going to find it all out.
Find it all out.
Yeah.
I'm going to see if you're on some weird, you paid some man thousands of dollars to learn how to date.
Yeah.
I'm going to find out everything. So yeah. And then I'll decide if I want to actually go see you. This guy, nothing bad popped up. So
that's great.
I obviously went and saw him and I'm still talking to him. So
yeah.
Yeah. And he doesn't think I'm crazy.
Crazy.
Maybe he does, but he doesn't tell me that. So if you're listening, still don't tell me. Okay. But yeah, so that's our experience with dating apps.
Yeah. And I feel like, so I had only started with dating apps I actually had only done it the once in my late 20s.
And do you remember like when we first, because we were living together when we first started, because we both came out of relationships and we used fake names.
Yes. We were the sketchy people.
We were. And then when we'd match, we'd be like, oh, so my name is actually not like Grace.
How did people trust us at all? Yeah. Why do people book so many dates with me? Oh my goodness.
Like starting off on a lie is kind of crazy.
It's like when you get into the car with someone and they're like, aren't you worried that I'm a serial killer? And you say to them, well, what's the likelihood of there being two?
I love that.
You know?
Yeah.
Same, but different.
Yeah. Oh my God, I love that. That made me think of Now we're off track here, but did you watch Woman of the Hour yet?
No, I'm so sorry. I don't know what this is.
It's on. It's Anna Kendrick's new movie about. Okay, there was a serial killer that was on a dating show.
Oh,
yeah, back in like
I did see that.
Yeah, did you watch it?
I watched it.
Yes,
it's so good.
It's so good, and it just made me think of like
Anna Kendrick is the pitch perfect girl for anyone else who struggles with these things.
Right.
It's a great movie.
It's so good.
Is it a show or a movie?
It's a movie.
It's a great movie.
I don't know, Emma. Did you watch it for like 18 days?
I
did. You watch it in one day?
I'm not sure. I could have fallen asleep. I do tend to do that.
But that's this is why we don't get into cars with strangers.
Exactly.
Yeah, and we do background checks.
And we don't give out our real phone number.
Yes.
Or our real names sometimes.
I have been using my real name. Oh my God, my grandma's calling me. Hi, Grandma. Sorry. I'll cut that out.
That's cute. Also, if they are sending weird messages,
ew, yeah,
do not go on a date with them.
No, they're showing
Use your best
colors.
judgment. If you receive a message and you're like, that was icky, or you know how people sometimes just get like too sexual too fast, or like you're like,
hey, sir, I haven't even met you yet.
Hey, my name's Emma. And then it's like, oh, do you want to do this act with me? What?
Bye. But even the more subtle ones, like, hey, like your body looks great in that photo. You're like, ew.
Yeah.
I don't feel like being perceived right away like that.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. I've gotten a lot of gross messages. I don't take that personally. I just think I've been on it for a long time. So
right.
I've collected many weird people. But I can say, like, I have gone past like more of the subtle ones where you're like, I feel like this is off. But then your gut is saying it's off. But then you're like, no, don't be like stuck up, or don't be, weird. Right. Like he's nervous too, or whatever.
But is that the people pleasing?
Yes. And it never ends up good. Yeah. It's just wasted time.
I feel like we need to stop making excuses.
Yeah.
For this
for
weird,
men. For grown men.
Exactly. This weird, strange behavior.
Yeah.
That weird message that makes you uncomfortable. You don't have to respond to it.
No.
We can just let that go. This is a stranger.
Delete. Block. Well, not delete, but just unmatch.
Exactly.
I do have a funny message, though, that I'd like to shout out on here. So on Hinge, this man, is on Hinge. So you can just send likes to anyone. You don't have to both like each other.
Oh, okay.
So he sends me a like, I guess you want to call it. And he starts off with, hey, I know you probably won't reply to me, but I'd love to take you out.
What a weird way to start a conversation with somebody.
Right. Like, it's giving me the ick already, because it's like, oh, you probably won't like me. But you know what I mean? I'm like, that's not confidence. It's not giving strong man energy.
Then why did you message if you knew someone wasn't going to respond to you?
Right. So then you're trying to make me the people pleaser. Yeah. He's trying to trigger that, I think, with that. Like, he's trying to be like, feel bad for me.
Yeah.
So he says that. And then so he says that at 3 p.m. Then at 9 p.m., he says, hey, I haven't said anything yet. He goes, hey, how's it going? Love the freckles. My TED Talk would be about modern day dating, which is so hilarious. That, but I guess I one of my prompts was like, tell me what your TED Talk would be about.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, which is like, you get to learn a lot about what people say with that response.
Maybe that would have been a better intro.
Yes.
Delete the first message.
Right.
With that one.
Right. But at this point, okay, so that was at 9:51 he sent that.
Yeah.
At 8:04, this man gave me only like under 10 minutes. I'm bad at math. Emma, help a girl out. That's like 10 minutes.
I feel like you went backwards
13 minutes.
Time. We went from 9 to 8.
Oh.
Okay, like I what day are we on?
You're right. It was a whole day later.
Okay.
You're right. He gave me 24 hours to respond, and I didn't.
We went backwards.
I'm really bad at math.
But he did think you were not going to respond.
Yes. So he waited a whole day. And the following day at 8 p.m., he says, you're trash. So then obviously he didn't unmatch with me right away. Like, he wanted me to see that message because, like, if he were to unmatch, I wouldn't have saw it. So he, like, said you're trash and, like, kept us matched.
Oh, so, my God.
Do you want to know the best part, though?
What is the best part?
Okay, so I obviously had gone off Hinge for a while. I go back on. I don't have dates on these, but he's on Hinge still.
Right.
And he sends me like, I should
Again?
Yes. And because I would make profiles, it's the same photo, I think. Oh, no, it's a different photo. So he likes me and sends a message on my photo and it says, hey, babe, let's go out. First of all, don't call me babe.
No.
I don't know you. Ew. I write back, you're trash. And I left us matched so he could see it. And that's how you deal with weird messages.
Oh my gosh, that is so funny.
It was so weird. I was like, who does this? And like, do you feel big now? For
it's
like
the strangest
saying
behavior.
I'm trash?
I'm not understanding the whole the logic behind his sequence of messaging.
Yes, it's giving like red flag because it's like he's trying to be nice and then as soon as his ego's hurt a bit, he's like having a tantrum.
No, absolutely not.
I can't. That's
a big red flag.
I could literally go through my screenshots from dating apps forever, but there is one other one that I thought was funny. There was this 38-year-old man, 38, never married, which is fine.
That's fine.
His name's Scott. Why did I say that? I don't know this man. He's a therapist. Okay. So you're like, okay, therapist, 38. Solid. Figuring out my dating goals. 38, never married, and a therapist, and he is figuring out his dating goals. Why are you on here? Okay, the best part though, he added to that. So on Hinge, you can like add a note.
Okay.
He says, I'm looking for a partner, but I'm not in a rush. Okay. Then Then below that, it says like what you're looking for, monogamy. So he has selected monogamy, but then he's added a note. I'm looking for a long-term partner one day who I would be open to discussing non-monogamous options with, but I gravitate heavily toward monogamy. What?
What is going on?
Sir, I think, as your therapist now, I think you should get off the dating apps and figure out your dating goals, because that was confusing.
That is very confusing. That's why he's confused.
That's why we're all confused.
I think he's trying to cater to everybody.
Yes, it seems like he's just trying to use a big net.
He's like, what I want is this, but if you want this, then I want that too, but I typically want this.
Right. Yeah, it was so weird.
Interesting.
So weird. Yeah.
Interesting. I think it's so important on a profile to actually say what you mean.
Yes.
You know how it says, you know, do you drink? Do you smoke?
Mm-hmm.
What are your wants? Do you want this? Do you want that?
Yes.
I think it's so important.
Long term, short term.
Yeah, not to lie. Like, say what you want, because then you're going to get yourself into these weird situationships where, you know, one person is seeing 10 people and the other person is like, oh, I want a long-term relationship.
Right.
I like the attention, so I'm going to say I don't want anything.
Mm-hmm.
So that, I don't know, so that I get my heart broken in the end.
Yeah.
You know?
I found that being honest was the best. And it also kind of lets the other person know, like when I've met people on Hinge or whatever, and like we're sort of like seeing each other, I let them know like, hey, I'm still like talking to other people right now.
Yeah.
Like I'm not just focusing on, because that was one thing that I would do, is I would just like focus everything on that one person, because I can only really do one person at a time, but then it would kind of bite me in the ass a little bit. So yeah, I would be honest with them. I'd be like, I'm still talking to people because like we've gone on one date.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and they were always very like open to that and like really receptive of it. So yeah, I think being honest, and like everyone understands we're all like dating and trying to find that person. So,
and I think having check-ins is really important too, right? As you go on a few dates.
Yeah, and I think it's a red flag if you've gone on one date with a guy and you say that you're still talking to people and he's like making a big deal about it.
Yeah.
Run.
Men are so emotional.
Yeah. So that's giving like bad energy. So just walk away. But I mean, they could also be cool with it and also have other red flags.
Right.
As I have learned.
Everyone, we need to, men, women, whatever, we need to be aware of these red flags.
Yeah.
And they do start early with weird ass messages.
Yes. Now, for you, because you were matching with women, was that ever a thing, like weird messages? Or what was something that popped out to you?
No. And like the pool is a lot smaller.
Yes.
On the women's side, I would say. But I would say less of the weird stuff.
Right.
Yeah. Oh gosh, it was so long ago. It's hard to even remember because I feel like, again, I had only met up with a couple of people.
Yeah.
And then got into a long-term relationship.
Right. Yeah.
And I feel like I'm kind of the type of person where if I'm not wanting something, I'm just like, no.
Right. Next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Next. So I feel like maybe I don't remember because I'm not sure about, like, I would just nick something.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah. You were pretty good. Like, you would show me and like you'd maybe message a couple times and you're like, yeah, no, I'm not interested in them. I'm like, how do you know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm
It's
such
just a
like
feeling.
I'm such like a lover girl. I'm like, oh, what if it's like the love of your life and you didn't give them a chance?
But I am a lover girl. I'm a Pisces. I have so many emotions. I'm overflowing.
But you're
with emotions.
Better at protecting yourself, I think.
Yeah.
And like, obviously, the love of your life is probably not going to act like that right from the beginning. So
yeah,
move on.
Exactly.
The other thing, okay, we've got so many things we could talk about in dating, but the other thing is like, the one thing I saw on TikTok that really like spoke to me was like, did you have a good date or are you just a fun time?
I saw that too.
Yeah.
Are you great or was the date great?
Right.
You know?
Yeah. And like that helped me reflect on dates because like
I
always have a great time with anyone.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would like go on a date and I'm like, oh, it was amazing. And then like it would like fall apart and I'm like, oh, what? Like, ew, he's like got this or like whatever.
Yeah.
And then it never reflected like the first date, but it's just because I think I like just like meeting new people and like I have fun with it.
And you're so like outgoing and fun and funny. So like, yeah, of course. I mean, like anybody would like to hang out with you.
Well, yeah. And I do laugh at my own jokes. So I'd be like, oh my God, I laugh so much at my own stuff. Did he say a single funny thing? Probably not.
Or did they ask me a single question?
Did he? Okay, was he funny or did he just laugh at my jokes? And that just made me feel great.
It's true though. It's true though. We definitely have to like look back on the dates and reflect on what actually took place.
Yes.
Like get those fun butterflies out for a second and let's think to ourselves, you know, what were things that really stuck with me that were kind or generous or smart or funny or whatever the things are that you're looking for.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Or did they show interest in me? Did they, you know, what was their behavior like? Were they rude to the waitress?
Ugh. Yeah. Or like, did they ask me anything about me? Or, you know, did they have natural follow-up questions to my question?
Exactly.
Because that's also a big thing.
Were their answers one-wordy?
Right. And I mean, and this is my problem is I'm like, but it's first date. Everyone's nervous, you know?
Yeah.
But usually you should be going with like your best foot forward on a date.
Yeah. And I think just because you're nervous doesn't mean you can be a complete train wreck of like being inconsiderate.
Yes, exactly.
You can be considerate.
Yeah.
And extremely nervous.
Yeah.
I would just have the sweatiest pits. Always.
The one
my right pit sweats so much more than my left. I don't know what it is or why. Yes, I am embarrassed about it.
Yes, but I will not be looking into it any further.
No. Will I only wear black to the gym? Absolutely.
Now, our perspective is only from like our side as being like women. So I can't really speak for like the men who are on the apps, but this is what I could imagine is happening to them too, is like when you're constantly swiping, you get like decision fatigue.
Absolutely.
Because there's so many options, so many people. And then once you like have matches, this is where I would like rage quit. If I had like too many conversations, it was like overwhelming.
Yeah.
And then you're scrolling back to be like, what did we talk about? And like, you'd have maybe 10 people that you're talking to, but then you don't really like any of them or you don't want to pick any of them. And then you're just kind of like overwhelmed by it.
And then it just becomes blah, and then it's done.
Yeah, and it all kind of becomes one conversation.
And I think the happy hormone that I didn't look up from our last episode,
serotonin boost.
Is it serotonin?
I think so.
Yeah, the serotonin boost when you like do that swipe and you get that match and you're like, ooh.
Yeah.
You know, it does fade quite quickly, but I mean, this goes for literally anything.
Well, it's any app on a phone.
Any app on a phone, the TV. This is why we can't pay attention to things nowadays, because there's so much stimuli. But
like when your phone goes off and it's like you got a new match. Ooh, exciting.
But these apps do that on I'm going to switch gears here. These apps do that on purpose too.
Yes, they need to keep you on the app.
Yes. So let's say let's go with dating apps. You got that match 4 hours ago. They didn't tell you about it until now because your phone has been put away for 2 hours. And that's why they're telling you about it now. They're keeping it in their pocket. Maybe it's even with a fake profile.
And the app, like I would find the apps would go off a lot, like at peak hours, like usually like 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock is when you'd get most of that. But yeah, like you said, you matched with them like a while ago.
Yeah.
But we got to understand, like dating apps are a business, essentially.
They are.
And they make money having people on there, just like any other app. Like just like the game app that you have that like will like notify you like, hey, like you get coins now if you whatever, right?
Yeah.
Like so it's gamified dating.
Yeah.
And you have to keep that in mind and be mindful of that when you're using the app,
exactly.
Right? And two, especially with Hinge, I think Hinge's whole thing is the app created for you, the app for you to delete. Ugh, I don't know what the tagline is, and
is that actually something in the tagline? Like to
yeah, it's the dating app created to like be deleted or something.
Oh, because you're gonna meet someone.
Yes.
Oh, yes. That's cute.
Right. But it's lies.
It's lies.
Because they want you on there. They want to paywall you so that you feel like you have to buy a premium like membership or buy roses or whatever coins. I don't know what the heck they have on there. But like even that, like that shows that it's like been gamified.
Yeah.
Like you have to buy rose packages so you can send them out to the girls you like or boys you like. And it's just like, it's a cute tagline. It's great to think like, oh, I'm going to use Hinge because it's like it's made to make matches.
Yeah.
But at what kind of quality matches are they actually giving you?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, the guy I'm like currently seeing, the reason his profile came up, it was like a gamified version. It was like, we think you guys are a top match or something like that, like most in common.
Right. Okay.
Well, when I look at his profile, there's nothing in common.
You actually don't have not anything. I'm sure you have things in common, but like based on his like exterior, like his
resume,
his main likes are not your main likes.
No, but like that is what made me chat with him.
Yeah,
because I think I then was like, hey, like I don't know. Apparently, we have the most in common.
Yeah,
and then we got talking, and like obviously we didn't, but it was still like good banter.
Yeah,
so and then it led elsewhere, but yeah,
so it worked.
I know. I'm sitting here being like, it's gamified. It's stupid, but
kind of in a backwards way.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think, but still, I think the part that I'm trying to get there is like, I'm still mindful of that. Like, it's not that Hinge was like, oh, you guys are great together. You're compatible.
Right.
It's just, he's someone that I saw and thought was cute and thought I would talk to.
Yeah.
Which would have happened anyways, I think. So.
Definitely.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know if we solved dating apps.
Did we solve dating apps? Okay, I think there's a lot of things to take from this.
Yes.
Okay, there's a bunch of apps and try them all out. See what works for you, because you don't like Bumble, right? But somebody else might really like that.
Yeah.
You know? I had Tinder work out for me. Other people have as well, and some people don't. So
yeah,
try things out and figure out which one is good for you. But I think it's important to be mindful, again, what you're looking at and the effect that the app is having on you.
Yes.
Right? So that hit of serotonin, the decision fatigue, just be aware of these things.
Yeah.
For how it's affecting you personally, like your mental health, your, you know what I mean? How you're even navigating the app or navigating going on dates, stuff like that.
Yeah. And that's like the burnout that I would get as soon as I started feeling like shitty about myself. That's when I knew I needed to get off and just kind of get back to like, you know, reminding myself that I'm great. I'm just talking to a bunch of other people who are also probably burnt out.
Yeah.
And that's why like I would get frustrated with like, these guys are so low effort, but I think it's because when you first get on, you're like excited. You put a lot of effort into your profile. You put a lot of effort into like reading people's profiles and commenting, but then you don't get that same effort back. So then you go to low effort. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like you treat it as if like, say you're in like a friendship or relationship with someone and they're going low effort. So then you match their energy. They're doing that to everyone.
Yeah.
Even though they haven't met, say, me yet, they're giving me the low energy because of their experiences before it. So, yeah, I think be aware of it and take breaks if you need to, or rage quit them like I do, and then start them back up a week later.
Just take screenshots of your old profile if you like it.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes. And the hardest part is like the little things you have to say.
Oh, the little prompts.
The prompts. Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh my God. Right before we like, I'm taking us off, but one guy, my prompt was my love language is holding hands. And his response was, I prefer head, but okay.
Oh my God.
Again, I don't take that personally. That's someone who's like clearly burnt out. And
but in what world? In what world? How many times has that worked?
That's one downfall of Hinge is that anyone can message you.
Right.
And that is the struggle because you get all of these like unsolicited messages that you then have to just like unfortunately delete.
I'll go glass half full on this one. With Hinge, maybe you are open to something that you might not have gone for in the past.
Yes.
Love is blind style.
Yes.
Right?
Someone reaches out to you and you're like, oh, I wouldn't have looked at their profile, but like they clearly have a fun personality.
Exactly.
And that's me. I love a personality more than a face. So
yes.
Yeah, that's what would get me though.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, I think, that's a good way to look at it. And the good things about Tinder is both of you have to like each other before you can see that it's a match.
Yeah.
That's nice. Because then you're only matched with the people that you like.
Yes. But also beware of doom swipes.
Yes.
I think the main moral of the story is buyer beware.
Yes. Just with everything.
Right. But there can be such great successes from it if you put in an effort that is going to get you what you want and you are only accepting things that are of what you want as well.
Yes, totally. And I think another thing is like we could go on for hours about this. We'll have multiple episodes about this, I think. But just to kind of note here, don't talk to someone for a really long time before you meet them. Yeah. Excuse me.
We don't need to be pen pals.
No, because especially if you're anything like me, I build up your character in my mind.
Yeah.
And then by the time I meet you, I am very disappointed.
Yeah, because you're the personality.
But also, like, I have created this really awesome person. And then I meet you and I'm like, you are none of the things that I thought you were.
Yeah.
Not their fault. But yeah, that's why, like, at the end, I was being way more mindful about that and saying, like, hey, you know what? I think we got good banter. Like, let's see each other soon, like within the week.
Yeah.
So that I can meet you and decide if I want to even put any more energy and time into it.
I think that's helpful because I know the experiences with men are like they kind of want pen pals for a while and then
the validation.
Don't want to go on an actual date.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that would kind of weed out a lot of people that aren't actually looking for anything.
Yep. Totally. And that will save you so much time and help you from not burning out so fast.
And I think crafting a good thank you for your time, but I'm no longer interested message is a key point here.
Yes. Emma always helped me craft those because I was like, I don't want to be mean. I don't want to hurt their feelings.
It's not mean.
And she was like, it's more mean to not tell them and ghost them.
Yeah. Craft the message, send it. If you don't want to be with them, they don't want to be with you either.
Yeah.
And it's not mean. It's you just being true to yourself. And it's a literal stranger. You literally don't know them. You don't owe them anything, and they don't owe you anything. I think obviously kindness goes a long way.
Yes, I think we owe everyone kindness for the most part.
But
yeah, I think my favorite that we came up with for me was I'm further along with someone else from the app, and I'm going to pursue that. But good luck. Yeah, that was like a safe one that wasn't as like I felt wouldn't be as hurtful. Like, oh well, yeah, just the timing's off.
Exactly.
Yeah. So,
and they can take that however they want and move on.
Yeah, exactly. I did ask ChatGPT how to outsmart the algorithm of apps. It didn't give me anything magical.
Oh.
But if you do want to be on the apps, it has 4 things that you can keep in mind. It says to be active consistently. So regular activity boosts your profile visibility.
Makes sense.
Because of the algorithms, they want someone who's going to be possibly spending money. So if you're on it a lot, they think you're a good user. So you're going to get, right.
Makes sense.
Refine your profile. So high quality photos and thoughtful bios improve the desirability score. Okay. But then we also talked a bit about what those photos should look like and maybe keep some of them cache. And then it says use the app strategically. So swipe deliberately rather than endlessly.
Yeah.
The doom swiping. And log in during peak times for better exposure. So I know Hinge had it, and I think Tinder had it. Like there was a certain time at night where it'd be like, it's a peak time. And like, that's when everyone would get on.
Makes sense. People are home from work.
Yes. They're
eating
free.
Dinner.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the last one is set clear intentions. So we kind of talked about like how Hinge is like, our idea was it's like more for relationships. Tinder's more for hookups. So that's what they're saying. So they're like, it's saying choose the platforms that's aligned with what you're looking for. So.
And be honest about that and communicate that and stay true to what you want.
Yeah.
And what you want can change, but stay true to yourself.
So I think what we learned is that we're as smart as ChatGPT because we literally basically said all of this.
I think ChatGPT gathered the information from us.
They've been listening to our pod.
Big brother.
And then, if the dating apps are kind of bumming you out, there's always offline dating things. We'll probably do a podcast on it because I've done some speed dating.
So cool.
And tried out some other like speed dating-ish type things. So there's always that out there. Or like just, join activities. Join a baseball team. Or, just like go to things that you enjoy and you'll probably meet someone with the same interests. Like go to a climbing gym. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's other ways to meet people if the dating apps are bumming you out. And I think stats out there are still showing that like people mostly meet their partner through friends, family, or like outside interactions. So just don't hang it all up on the dating apps.
Yeah. Variety.
Yeah. And be safe with your dating.
Don't get into the car with serial killers.
Yes.
And if you do, tell them you're one as well.
And if you had a reverse Google image search them first, you wouldn't even have gotten to that point. You would have saw that they were a serial killer.
Exactly.
So you're welcome. Yeah. So that was our episode on dating apps. It's a big topic. So I think we're going to talk more about it in the future.
Yeah. There's a lot to talk about with dating and whatnot in general.
Yeah.
So like and follow and subscribe for more. We are going to be dropping episodes every Thursday. So happy Thursday to you all because we know you're listening on time. You can find us on Instagram at The Girly Hour, on YouTube at The Girly Hour as well. Search everywhere. We are The Girly Hour.
Yes. Emma, where are you going to be on Thursday?
On Thursday, I am going to be, so as you're listening on time, I'm going to be in Banff. I'm going to be snowboarding in the mountains, having a blast, wearing my sunscreen. And I'm going to pray for all of us.
Perfect. Love that. All right. So with that, we'll see you guys next week. But for now, problem solved.
Bye, guys.
Bye.